Here's my Ledgestone in the bag. May change, but it's where it is for now. It's a Mamba, main throwing driver, heavy, 157 grams, headwind, if it's not up to, like 20 miles an hour. My lighter, 148 gram Mamba. Flip it up, turn it right, or maybe just flip it up and get full flex. And we have a Mamba. It's 164 Mamba. Sometimes a little snap flick, or sometimes throwing into more headwind. This is my 139 gram Mamba when it's calm, and I want to flip up and let it maybe flex, maybe just ride the glide. Throw the Mamba. 139. All right. Here we have a 145 Beaver State Fling Mamba. They're duo plastic. This is actually a little beefier, thicker than other discs, and it's a little bit more stable for me. So if I need to, want my Mamba for the headwind, throw this at 2. All right, then we have, don't be surprised, but that's all my Mambas in my bag. So then my upshot, short, up to maybe 200, 220, flex, snappy forehand, this Tesla Proton. It's actually coming in pretty heavy at 166 for me. I have a Tesla. I think I said Tesla for the last one, I hope. But this is a Tesla. It's a Neutron. And it comes in a little bit heavier at 174 when I just need it to guarantee to, flex, snap right, left, and then fade right. I'm right-handed. Then when I want something to push a little further, similar numbers to the Tesla, but the Wrath. This actually, for me, pushes a little bit more forward, despite one less glide. That's MVP for you. Leopard 3. I used to have one I love. This one is new and I need to break it in, but it's good for that 220, 200, 220, and I want it to hyzer finish on the left. And I feel like I need an edge disc. Oh wait, I forgot about my stable Mamba. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 6 Mambas in my bag. This is a stable one. It's at 145 halo, and I could throw this into headwind, flip up, and it always comes back left. I never turn this over, even though it's 145 grams, and I have a weenie on. Super beefy to me, 160 gram destroyer. It's not really a baby destroyer, but to me, some people might call it a baby. It's a Halo Star. Definitely I throw it up to like 180, 190 on a hyzer line, and it'll always finish and can't be turned over. I don't have enough arm speed. I should never have that in my bag anyway, but I like it. My katana, my orange katana, I don't know what color it is. I think it's orange. I think it's like 167. This I throw forehand only, and it's a left to right flex S curve, and I can, it can get out of control and just keep going left for me. Every now and then I throw it on a really high angle if I have to get it away from behind a tree, and if I get a good snap, it'll just fly out and then it'll come back and get me that 260, 50 that I need, because that's as far as I can throw. This is my stable katana. It's 164, but these are board flat, which I love for forehand discs, and I don't care how I throw it. I throw it on everything on a anhyzer line, because that's the way my forehands work. I can't throw down here because I'm, awkward old dude. But I can get this one guaranteed stable, won't flip over, won't pull left, won't keep going left like the orange one does. Unfortunately, quite often I don't get enough anhyzer on it, and it doesn't go as far left as I want. It goes right, and then I have to scramble. This is my other primary forehand disc. It's a Faro. It's me, and it runs at about I forget, 167, 165. Flex forehands, S turns all day long. It's a little more domey, goes a little further, but it's not as comfortable as the Katana, which is weird because it's a thinner rim, but I shouldn't be throwing this at speed, but I do it for the comfort of the rim. All right, now we have a relatively new addition to my bag, and I love this disc, the Innovis Fox Halo. It's a 180 gram, which I, if you might be able to tell, don't throw heavy discs. I'm old and weak. But this disc at 180 grams, it's got a glide and a straightness, and I mean, it makes up for a lot of lack of arm speed. Again, I'm only throwing this maybe 220, but generally on a straight line, a little bit of fade at the end. If I get a little Annie on it, little Anheuser, a little, it will kind of flatten out. And I had my buddy who can throw, 400 plus, throw it on a hyzer line, flip it up, and just threw a beautiful straight line about, I don't know, 3 1/4, right past the basket, and hit some trees. Who knows how far it would have went. He was shocked. He thought it was, oh, look at this, look at these Fox numbers. They're 5 5 neg 2 1. So he think it's super understable, a lot of glade. No, it flipped up, got flat, and then went straight. The complement to that is my Arachnid, and this one much lighter at 171. And oddly enough, these mid ranges I can just crush. I don't know why. I mean, crush is relative. I throw them straight. This one fades a little bit at the end. It's a 5 5 neg 1 1, and so it wants to fade a little at the end. And definitely my arm speed it does. And I might be able to. I might be throwing a 5 speed, probably around 5 speed. Go figure. But instead I throw Mambas at 11 speeds. My relatively new to me hex. I've had hexes before, but this one was gifted to me, and it's again heavy, 177 grams. I don't throw heavy discs, but I don't know. I just rattled off 3 of them. Upshots. This I don't know. This again, 200 hyzer. I could throw it, flick it forehand, but I'm not flicking more than like 150 or 60 because I don't control it. If I want to go farther than that, I just throw one of the Teslas because they're super comfortable to throw. But this thing, man, it actually, the disc that's coming up, it is a disc I was looking for to give me opportunities to get a little bit further and a little bit, control than the next disc that I'll show you. One of my favorite discs, and that's why I have 3 because you can't get them anymore, is the Wysocki Pig. This is one of the best discs ever made. The plastic is fantastic. It's dirty as hell. I throw it, I don't know, a dozen or more times every round. It's guaranteed hyzer, guaranteed stable, and it's always going to come back. But I'm not strong enough to flip it over anyway. And it's a flickable disc. I don't get my fingers under it. So this one, I kind of get my finger way up high in the rim. And I just kind of, usually this finger, and it's not even in the rim. It's on the rim. I don't claim to be a pro. And then a disc that I love and I throw sometimes and I don't throw at others. And sometimes you just kind of feel it, like a less wind. And I want to do the same thing I do with the Hex. Fantastic disc, the Conrad Envy. This one runs in, I don't know, there's no weight on it. If there is, I can't read it. I have my glasses on because I don't look as cool with them. Yeah, so a good upshot disc. It goes, I can get it up to about 200. I like it in the 180 range. I want a hyzer. I want to make sure it's going to come back. I can flip it up flat and it will go straight. But I keep it in there for nostalgia, and I do throw it sometimes. Another disc I really like, and it comes in about 166 grams. The Watt. It's straight. It's a disc that stays on every line you put it on. Again, for me, probably around 210, 220. You snap that one speed, and it just wants to go straight. And you throw it on the hyzer, it will flip up, but it kind of, when I throw it on the hyzer, it kind of wants to stay on the hyzer. And then it'll just kind of glide down. A lot of glide, I forget, 2.5. I don't throw it that far. I can throw it up to 200 maybe, and I have. There's a couple holes. The great thing about discs like this, and several in my bag, is I know how far I can throw. If something's 200 feet away and I want to go straight at it, I throw this, I throw the arachnid, I throw the fox. This one tends to stay flat and will slide more, and the fox is doing that too. Sometimes the fox goes a little too far, but turns out that I'm, a decent putter. All right, now my heavy pixel. That's like 172 grams, and I don't like heavy pixels or putters, and I don't throw putters, my pixels, upshots at all. Everything else in my bag could be an upshot, but not these. I don't want to beat them up. This is when it's just a windy and I'm nervous about the wind, and I'm a good putter. I'm known to be a pretty good putter. At least I don't suck. Well, this one gives me a little more confidence in the wind, even though I like to throw, kind of like the Owen Scoggins putt, but not nearly that kind of talent or skill, but pretty decent. And this one will kind of avoid, lifting up if I get it like in this, kind of hyzer putts. And then my main putter, I have like 8 of these, 7 of these, and I can swap them out. The last one was my main putter. It got warped. It started warping. I mean, literally, this one's a little warped, but damn, that other one was sadly warped, and I used it a lot. And I started putting terrible with it, and I couldn't figure out why. And I'm like, oh, because it's warped and it flies different. I didn't want to relearn it. I figured I got 8 more of them. That's all the interesting stuff. A towel, chalk. But I have this here from Masters, Zuka. I didn't know what to do with this. I don't carry makeup with me on the course, although I probably should. Med kit. I'm well known for having, all the Advil and Tylenol needed, Tums, Band-Aids. I got everything in here. Poison oak stuff, everything. I know, Berlin Park that nobody cares about. I would have tuned out by now if this was mine. But if you stayed long enough, 2 fun things. Well, my buddy Bruce, we make minis, and Bruce is, kind of a mini guy. Not really. If he watches this, he's badass. I mean, he got me into disc golf. If you don't know about these, whenever we get a disc in a tree, we say we need a contractor. Basically, 35 foot. I have a Fat Max Stanley. The Milwaukee 35 or even longer actually hold better. They have longer, I don't know what you call this before it's like breaks. And it has 2 hooks on the top, one on the top, one on the bottom, in the end. And that allows you to hook underneath and above. And we get more discs out with this. And we watch people, poke at it with sticks and poke at it with poles. And the poles are great, but sometimes you need a contractor. So these are easy to keep in your bag, not inexpensive, but unlike poles, which I could show you, I have 4 of them. One of them that's actually not broken. And then, my group, we're a KP Disc and Beer. Probably the only people who are going to see this. And I played today, and I had a decent day, and the number 2 tag guy gave me his tag. I gave him an 18. I don't think he was that. He's not as thrilled with an 18 as he was with 2, but he never has high tags. So, this is the bone he threw me. I think he bogeyed holes just because he felt bad for me, which he should, because I'm an awkward old dude. All right, and then of course what everybody should have is a Sharpie. And this is actually Sharpie brand. I have like 20 that are a different brand, but for my bag, it's got to be Sharpie. Is there anything else in here? Nope. And then of course my Pixel bag. I mean, not Pixel, but watermelon bag. People make fun of me for lots of reasons. One was my bag. And then my Masters World Championships from last year pin. That's it. Tomorrow I play De La Viega, and on the 28th I head to Peoria, Illinois for Ledgestone.